The Montreal Canadiens are in a rough spot. They're down Alex Newhook, they're down Kirby Dach, Goalie, Laine. So they've had to make some call-ups. Jared Davidson, who seems to be fitting in pretty good, but also Joshua Roy, who has had his shot several times now and just can't seem to make things click. They're facing off against the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight, a team who they've had pretty good luck against before. Can they dig deep and find the win? Let's talk about it. So it's been rough lately, and you've seen it online. If you're as chronically online as I am, fans are in full panic mode, and it doesn't really make sense because the current situation doesn't warrant it. I'll admit the injuries aren't great, but the team, still with those injuries, I think you can argue that they've improved over what the team looked like last season. They're ranked third in the Atlantic. If they won tonight, they'd be second. Why all the doom and gloom? And I think there's caveats to this as well. Nick Suzuki is obviously playing through something. My theory is that Cole Caulfield is playing through something because some insiders shared that they don't think that Caulfield made the USA team. So he's playing through a mental game right now. And then beyond that, the goaltenders are slumping. They're dealing with their own confidence issues. So yeah, I guess you could say it's a formula for disaster, but I don't think it's time to panic. I'll tell you what time it is time for. Well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, so it's time for me to get through this video quickly. But if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you. We actually lost subscribers recently for the first time ever, maybe. It's crazy. 3 losses and I start to lose subscribers, really? Like, what's going on there? We're like, they're losing now. I don't even care about them anymore. I gotta pick another team to root for. If there's one thing I've learned about the internet, is you can't apply rational stuff to the internet. So it is what it is. Those of you who are already subscribed, hit that like button. Helps me out with something with YouTube. Alors, on commence avec la formation de départ. We're going to start with the starting lineup, and it is pretty interesting tonight. Hold on to your butts. Nos attaquants. And as usual, our first line is not Caulfield, Suzuki, Bolduc. What the heck? That can't be right. No, it is right. Slavkovsky, Kapanen, and Demidov. They put Slav on the second line. Okay, I mean, it's something. I'm not going to say I hate it until I see what it looks like. Then we have Roy, Evans, Anderson, Davidson, Veleno, Gallagher. Okay, we can handle this. Davidson has been a bright spot. Roy just really needs to give it everything. He needs to put it all out there. No défenseur, our defenseman, Matheson, Dobson, Struble, Hudson, Xhekaj, Carrier. Just missing Goalie. We miss Goalie. No gardien, our guardians. Our goaltenders. In net tonight, Jakub Dobesh, Montembeault backing up. All right, let's drop the puck on this thing. Immediately as the game started, I felt a little anxious. The Montreal Canadiens seem to be deciding the pace of play, and they've chosen a pretty fast and frenetic pace. Can they keep this up all night? The answer surprisingly was yes. But does that mean they won? Well, they certainly didn't get on the board first because Werenski is going to make it 1-0.
Canadiens. Bolduc had it, lost it. Olivier resets. Werenski right in for a chance. He scores!
Bad start on that first line, Bolduc. He turns it over here after a weak battle. Dobson, I'm not sure what Dobson is doing here actually, but he removes himself from the play completely. He's a non-factor, and Dobesh needs to make a clutch save, and he just doesn't. 1-0 for Columbus. Again, we're seeing Jared Davidson right where you want him to be, and he is salivating at the opportunity here to get his first NHL goal. I didn't grab any other clips of Davidson tonight, but he played nearly 10 minutes. This was his only shot on goal, but he had 4 hits. He's showing that he's versatile. He's showing that he has different skills and abilities. Now we see Jake Evans miss a tap-in. We're actually going to see like 4 or 5 opportunities for tap-ins, but Montreal is having a hard time finding the puck. Now, Hudson, he's been back in good form this game. We see him get slashed, doesn't stop him. On the very same shift, he has to back check huge and makes a great defensive play on a player who is bigger than him and who has already gained zone entry. But that's going to do it for the first period. Shots are pretty equal, I think. 8 shots for the Canadiens, 10 for Columbus. The shots were a highlight for the Montreal Canadiens. They ended the night with 32 shots, Columbus with 23. The second period starts, and Montreal is going to respond.
Oh, curling out. The Habs go to work. Demidov right in. An opportunity for Matheson. A shot, and they score!
It's Kapanen making it 1-1. Everyone but Dobson, I think, got their mitts on this one. But what I really loved here was Slav drove this play, created a lot of movement and chaos. And this is what needs to happen on the PP. It's just so many reasons why it boggles my mind that Slav was taken off the 5-on-3 power plays in the Bruins game. Anyway, he creates movement, chaos. Matheson picks up the puck, continues the movement and chaos, and gets it to Kapanen, who's in front of the net. Demidov and Matheson get assists here. Unfortunately, all the hard work that Slav did, again, he's not getting a point for that one. I really hope that when Martin St. Louis is deciding these lines, he's considering, third and fourth assists, because I guarantee that Slavkovsky is in on a lot of these. But we are seeing chemistry between Slav and Demidov, which is great. However, the first line is suffering. Bolduc is not finding his role on that line. That continues throughout the game, at least until the third period, when Slavkovsky rotates back into the first line. The experiment might already be over. Now we see Werenski get his shoulder up onto Suzuki. Suzuki doesn't appreciate that. They have words. Montreal is putting good shots on net. They're having prolonged zone time, and it feels like it's only a matter of time before.
Averages over 26 minutes a game. Look out, they score!
Evans makes it 2-1. Nah, never mind. This is waved off. It goes off the linesman, but I think Gallagher also was slow getting in, so it was also offside. But I'll tell you who does get a goal.
Try it out, Marchenko for Fantilli. He scores!
Adam Fantilli. This one's rough. Carrier, Dobson, and Roy. I'm going to call him Roy. I'm not going to call him Roy. He doesn't deserve it. They're all soft on the puck here. You got to have more urgency. You have to get yourself between the defender and the puck. They're smacking their sticks around like they're playing like a Street Fighter, and they're mashing buttons trying to accidentally hit a combo. So reset, back down by 1. That's not so bad. You can find a way to claw yourselves back.
Marchenko for Werenski, who's hounded there by Evans a bit. Marchenko again with a shot. He scores!
Never mind. Voronkov is going to make it 3-1. They just really needed a clear here. Columbus was moving the puck around so well. This is a power play, by the way. Suzuki actually took a penalty, and he was frustrated with himself. Yeah, Columbus was moving the puck around really well. Voronkov was sitting up front. He was not tied up by Carrier, which probably would have been a great thing. I think Carrier was more concerned about angling the lane for the shot, but we move on. So this was one of the highlights of the Bolduc, Caulfield, and Suzuki line. Bolduc gets a good chance in front of the net, but finds Greaves' gloves instead of the back of the net. Too bad, because yeah, this is the one that you just needed the shot placement to be right. But Montreal is keeping pace with the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets are taking advantage of mistakes. Montreal is taking advantage of mistakes. The only difference is Blue Jackets are putting it behind Dobesh. So that's going to do it for the second period. We move on to the third period. We see Caulfield's chance to miss a backdoor tap in. And then on this exact play, Werenski gets a puck in the face and leaves. Not again. This is flashback to the Bruins game. Fortunately, Werenski wasn't hurt like McAvoy was and makes his way back to the game shortly after. You see Evans get a few attempts on Greaves, but isn't able to get the puck up and over and past him. But again, it feels like it's just a matter of time before the Habs finally score. And who's it going to be?
He'll crank it up. Little stutter step a couple of times on Monahan. A winding shot off a bevy of humanity is scored on.
Josh Anderson making it 3-2, cutting the lead to 1. This is classic Hudson, right? Yeah, classic Hudson. Remember classic Hudson way back in the good old days? He feeds Josh Anderson here, and this is the tap in that actually finally goes in. We're now seeing Slav battle for zone time. He gets it to Dobson, who puts it to Kapanen in front of the net for a tap in, but Kapanen cannot find that vulcanized rubber. Hudson continues his campaign tonight by taking out Kirill Marchenko, who is about 6 inches taller than him and 30 pounds heavier. Yeah, we're seeing Slav now back up with Suzuki and Caulfield. We're getting later into the third now, and Slav puts it over to Suzuki, who is, of course, backdoor, and Suzuki isn't able to find the puck. Well, I think he literally does. I think he deflects it, and it just gets sent out of harm's way. Caulfield's going to get a good opportunity, but can't put it past Greaves. And with time winding down, Dobesh is pulled. they have some sustained 6-on-5 time. It's very tense. Slav is where he should be, in front of the net, completely blocking out the sun in front of Greaves. And guess what?
Who has it now? His shot tipped in! It pinballs home with one.
Slavkovsky puts it in, tying the game with a minute something left, just like old times. And you think you would be happy. You would be happy with 1 point here because they had to claw their way back. They showed some grit, determination, and they didn't give up the old Habs way. But I'm not happy with that. I want them to win. They're playing better than Columbus at this point. They deserve to win. They've got to break the slump. Overtime starts. This was all Montreal. Montreal controlling the puck here in OT. They continued to do so throughout the entire period. We see Dobson get a good chance, but he's not able to finish it. He thought too much about it. And then before OT runs out, Demidov. He had so much room here to put it wherever he wanted past Greaves, but he chooses Greaves' glove instead. Greaves simply has to push to find this feed, and nothing is solved in overtime. Montreal gets all the shots. Columbus doesn't get one on goal. So we're going to a shootout. Shootouts, I don't know. I think that they draw people into the sport, but once you get like a good hockey knowledge base and like opinion about hockey and how hockey is played, you start to see that shootouts are not what they're cracked out to be. But check out this Kent Johnson insane shot that puts Dobesh completely in a blender. That was nasty. And what a way for Columbus to start this shootout. Suzuki continues his long drought. I would stop using Suzuki probably entirely. Next, we see Philly, who doesn't shoot. That's good. Thank you for that, Fantilli. Caulfield puts it 5-hole, but everyone thought that Greaves had stopped it. This was a weird one. And then I think it's Marchenko. This one's going to haunt Dobesh. He saved it, but he lets it leak in. So it's all up to Demidov, and he puts it in Greaves' armpit. Columbus wins. Painful way to lose. These shootouts are just so anticlimactic. So they get a point, which means if Ottawa wins, I think they're playing tomorrow night, they would leapfrog them and Montreal would instead be in like a wild card spot, maybe. So that stinks. They deserve to win this one. And my next question is, does Joshua Roy continue traveling with the guys? They play the Capitals on Thursday and then the Leafs on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Roy is contributing. I hate to say it because he's looked good in the past. He just can't find it again. But I don't even think it's that. I think that the team grew past him. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I would much rather see Beck. I think that they have plans with Florian. He's having a tough time right now. He's working on his defense. In 15 games, he's scored 2 goals, gotten 2 assists, and he's a +2. So I do think that they have plans for him. It's just he needs to just decide whether or not he can be what they want him to be and demonstrate that he's malleable like that. So we'll see. But it's getting late here. Our house is still being stricken with viruses. So I've got to be on my game tomorrow morning. And I mean, I don't know. I need to do a live soon. I need to talk to you guys. This is discouraging. I don't think that the Canadiens are in as bad a spot as people make it out to be, but the noise is, I can just imagine what it's like being on the team. But it's annoying to see online, hey, fire Martin St. Louis. Dobesh should be playing in the Euros. Hudson is a bust. Slavkovsky doesn't know how to play anymore, etc., so on and so forth. It's exhausting. So I hope you're all doing all right. I appreciate you all so much. I really, really, truly do. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night. You know what to do. Like the video. It helps me out with search results or something like that. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.